Today is going to be Rick Hoelscher.
Hi
Rick.
there. Yo, bro.
Rick today is going to be speaking from a new manual. He's starting off in his Advanced Communicator Silver journey. So he's done 10 speeches from the Competent Communicator. He's done 10 more speeches from 2 different manuals to get his bronze award, 5 in each. And now he's starting 2 new manuals that each have 5 speeches. This manual is called Speaking Humorously. And then his project is called Warm Up Your Audience. Would you like any of us to read your objectives? We can do that quick, or would you just want to go straight into it?
What, read my objectives?
That way the audience
Oh,
is familiar
no.
with what. Okay,
No, I'll just
perfect.
go right into it.
So it's called Warm Up Your Audience, and his speech is titled Laughter and Language. Without further ado, please welcome Rick.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, Toastmasters. New Toastmaster. A young illiterate man named Bob went to apply for a job. And when the personnel manager discovered that Bob couldn't read or write, he wouldn't hire him. Eager to embark on his journey in his career, Bob borrowed some money from his uncle, and he began selling fruit on a busy street corner. Soon thereafter, he became very successful and opened a big chain of supermarkets and became very rich. One day he walked into the bank to deposit some money, and when he signed an X, the banker said to Bob, "Just imagine what it would be like if you had an education." Bob said, "Well, yeah, I'd be a janitor." Nothing against janitors. In fact, I think people with a little less education can help us be more language literate. What do we do when we know all this stuff, but we have all this emotion? I think we regress a little bit, and we do not maybe say exactly what we intend to say. Zig Ziglar helped me out a little bit on this because he talked in the speech a while back about some of the silly things that we say, like we park in a driveway, we drive in a parkway, we start our loaf of bread with the end, and stop signs help the traffic flow. My favorite, though, is what I call infinity words. Infinity words were pointed out to me a couple of years ago in the NCE training, the Nestle Continuous Excellence training. And they had a list of words, and a couple of my favorites are always and never. Always and never. Really? You gotta be kidding me. How do you know it's always? Did you take a poll? Did you do a study? Or are you a research scientist? You always cut me down! You never give me any credit. Come on, really? Those are real emotional statements, and I call those not just infinity words, but blinking words. And since we're in Toastmasters and we're talking about how we communicate, my message today is that we all need to be careful about these blinking words. Know your audience and really use the right words to describe your message. For example, if you're a believer in God, to me, well, God is always there. I can't prove it necessarily, but I know for me, God is always there. Now, if you're an atheist and you don't believe in God, well then the forces of nature are always there. Can you disagree that me as a skier can say the mountain doesn't always win? The mountain always wins. Gravity's going to pull you down that mountain, and you can't stop it. The forces of nature always win. They never let you down. So know where you're at. in your speaking and in your communication. And when you're talking about variables like how people act and react, maybe choose a different word like often. Oftentimes, you make me feel a little disgruntled because you don't give me enough credit. Sometimes it would be nice if you would just give me a pat on the back. Avoid words like blinking words like always and never, unless they really are intended to portray reality. And as I was driving to work today, I noticed a woman on the streetcar at 14th and Shodo, and she was putting on a jacket, and I thought, this woman looks like she's maybe waiting for a bus. And I started remembering some of the conversations I had when I was growing up with a janitor that I worked with. And I thought, how would he describe an emotion? Would he say always or never? Or would he give more simple meaning to a situation and actually be a more effective communicator than some of us highfalutin educated folk that think we know a lot more than those people that are doing some of those wonderful jobs that help us out? So the moral of the story is, be open and communicate more effectively. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Welcome.
There are a lot of chairs in this room. With this, could everyone please take 2 minutes to fill out the evaluation form in front